Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I am Adam. Oh my God, that game was painful to watch, wasn't it? How did we win that one? How did we manage to get out of there with 3 points? But by God, we did, and we needed that win. It was our first win in the Premier League at home this season, and it's November. Can you believe it? It's November. It's our first win in the league in November at Old Trafford. Can't believe it, but we got that win under our belts today, and it was a win we very much needed. The penalty was scored by Bruno Fernandes, or the goal was a penalty by Bruno Fernandes, which gave us the win. He had to retake it, and on the retake, he scored it. He missed one in Paris, and then had to retake that one and scored it. So it was a similar scenario to that one, but Bruno Fernandes kept his bottle to get the goal and get us that 1-0 victory and 3 points in a vintage Manchester United performance. It wasn't a good enough performance from Manchester United. We expect a lot better from Manchester United. Now, some people, will point to the fact that we should have scored more goals. We should have taken the chances that we had. Martial has a huge chance in the first half. He draws a great save out of Sam Johnston. Marcus Rashford has a huge chance in the second half. He draws a great save from Sam Johnston. But both of those chances, if you ask Marshall, if you ask Rashford, they'll be saying, I should have scored there. And you can see, look, I don't think it's an issue with Marcus Rashford. He's got a few goals this season. But Anthony Martial is struggling for confidence in front of goals at the moment, which is strange. Today I thought it was poor all round in a sense. But in other games, I felt like his performances have been there. He's done everything he's needed to. He's linked up the play. If you look at his performance against Everton just before the international break, I thought he was excellent in that game without scoring. Today was the opposite. He didn't score and he didn't really bring enough to the team. Thought he got better when Edinson Cavani came onto the pitch. And Edinson Cavani too had a chance or two that he could have scored off. We did have the chances to score today, but it was up to a penalty to get the goal for us. And we haven't scored from open play since the first home game of the season against Crystal Palace when Donny van der Beek scored. So that shows you the problems that Manchester United are having at this moment in time. But like I said, Bruno created chances today. And if Marshall, Rashford, Cavani take them, it's a different story in the end. So on one side, it's disappointing. But on the other side, we are creating the chances. And it's the old saying, isn't it? Well, as long as you're getting into the areas, because eventually the goals will come. The problem is if you aren't getting into the areas that score. But that pressure is only going to be building on the likes of Anthony Martial. And I have suggested starting Cavani in this position against Istanbul midweek for a number of reasons. Now, I'd still start Martial in that game. Rashford's clearly got a knock. You can take him out of the team, put Martial on the left-hand side, put Cavani through the middle. Hopefully, without that pressure of being the man that has to store the goals while you're going through a difficult period, Martial can get a goal, help boost his confidence, put in a performance and get him back up to speed again. But also, even if he wasn't to start and you were to start Rashford in his position if he wasn't injured, then we should be doing that. I love Anthony Martial. I still think he's a man to play up front for us. I still think he can provide something to us in that number 9 area. And I'm not one of those people that will rush out and say, oh, he's fucking awful, this, that, and the other. I'm not that guy. But I can see a player that's going through a difficult time. Now, his season's been upset by suspension in the Premier League. And obviously, United haven't been playing great anyway. He's got a couple of goals in the Champions League, but his league form hasn't been great. Hasn't also been helped by the suspension, but the suspension was down to him. So I think there are reasons for, why he hasn't got as many goals. But when you looked at that today, the chance that he had, normally Toto finishes that. When you look at the performances for France, there was a couple of chances that he had. Normally he finishes those chances. So it's clear he's going through a patch where things aren't quite going for him. But I think apart from today, where I don't think his performance was generally good, I feel like he has been doing those things in terms of his all-round performance. So I haven't been overly concerned. But I do think when you've got someone like Edinson Cavani, who is a supreme striker, you use him, put that pressure on him. Last year, we didn't have that ability to put the pressure on Martial with a change from the bench. And now we have. So do it. Use it. Hold him accountable for his performances and help bring more out of him. Look, when strikers during their time at United, a Rooney or a Cole or a York or a Sheringham, or Solskjaer himself would go for a bad time, there was always 2, 3 other strikers, other players that would step up for the goals. At the moment, we haven't got that. So we need to keep Martial in form. How do you keep him in form at this moment? Well, playing him and playing him and playing him and playing him through it clearly isn't working at this time. Now, it might be the case that he does play himself through it, but try something different. You know what I mean? And when Cavani came on, I thought actually Martial's performance probably improved as well, because then you see the centre-halves are now worried about Cavani. Martial will pick up a few different spaces. So whilst I don't think his performance, Rashford's performance, Mata's performance was great today, I think it's Martial's that we have to look at trying to get something out of and trying to get a reaction out of. But I think that will come. I'm not overly worried by that. Bruno was, as well, he was the match winner for us today. But you can tell he's playing frustrated, he's playing angry. And I don't know whether that adds or takes away from his game. You kind of want him to just be playing his natural game. Now, he created plenty of chances today. But you look at the frustration that built up. He gives away that penalty. Rightly overturned. But on another day, that's not overturned. That is a penalty. And, you know, his frustration has got us into that position. So I think it is a good thing and it's a bad thing. But generally, it should be a good thing. Something that keeps everybody else on their toes. And again today, stepping up with the winner. But we need other players to step up. You can't just rely on Bruno Fernandes. And, you know, at the moment, it feels like we're doing that. Now, how do we get more out of us? Because we're clearly not creating enough opportunities. When you look at other strikers in the league, they're getting far more than the one opportunity Martial had today or the one opportunity Rashford had today. They're getting more chances than that. Now, you can expect more from your strikers, but also, as a team, we need to create more opportunities. We're not doing that. One, because Bruno's getting frustrated, dropping deep and trying to do things. But you also stop that from happening if you get someone who's better with the ball alongside your deep lying midfielder. That's why Pogba is important to us. Might not be in form at the moment. But you look at that today. You know, you get Pogba in for Fred. You've got someone that's going to bring that ball out and play the ball up. Fred's been playing well this season. But, you know, we can't keep playing 2 of these midfielders that are just sitting there. Because it's too flat. And it leaves too much of a gap between our midfield and our attacking players. And we need to change that. That's something we would have criticised Jose for. So we have to look at that now and think, that's not quite what we want. But look, besides that, I thought the defence did well today. They'll be feeling much more confident thanks to the fact that they got, you know, the clean sheet under their belt. And I think Lindelof and Maguire over recent weeks have improved. Wan-Bissaka, and it was good to see Alex Telles back out there. David De Gea with a great save in the first half. So, you know, a 1-0 win, clean sheet, 3 points, happy days. But at the same time, we do need to see more from this team. And we do need to squeeze a little bit more out of them. Whether it's bringing in a Van der Beek, bringing in a Cavani, bringing in these players that will provide that energy, that will provide that freshness, to actually make some of these players that aren't performing, you know, either find their form, wake up or whatever, change it up. Because insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. And at the moment, that's what we're doing. But look, we got the win. After an international break, you take any kind of win, you know, because you know players returning late, doing this, doing that and the other. But because of the way our season started, we couldn't kind of afford this before. You know, I mean, United fans were expecting more today and it didn't come. It was a frustrating one. It was a frustrating one. But there you go. And I suppose Bruno played like all of us today. He played how we felt. I love that guy. Anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you like and comment and sharing, subscribing and all that jazz to AdamMcKola TV. There are fan cams and up on Stretford Paddocks. Go check them out. But for now, I've been AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.